Well, it's really no surprise to anybody who's been paying attention, but Donald Trump can't come up with the $450 million in cash he needs to pay the state of New York because he was found guilty in a civil fraud trial. Now, Letitia James, the attorney general, can start seizing assets and property. So, of course, Trump Tower is trending because, well, a lot of Americans want to see the name Trump ripped off of every building and property in this country. Now, if you're a mega fan, you've been hearing for weeks now that Donald Trump has so much cash, he's so rich, this is not going to be a problem. Here's Alina Habba just a month ago talking about this bond, the $450 million, how easy it's going to be for Donald Trump.
The New York Post speculated that maybe Trump's going to have to get creative with properties because we know Trump's a billionaire, but a lot of his money is tied up in real estate. The Post writing that he's got properties in Manhattan, Westchester, and the Hudson Valley, even his iconic $348 million Trump Tower, which, by the way, I think that's undervaluing Trump Tower, could be on the chopping block. Do you see that happening over the next 25 days?
No. No.
So he'll just write a check, Alina?
I'm not going to get into privileged information, but there will be a bond and there will be no issues with that. So that's all I'll say on that.
Okay.
That laugh, the Mar-a-Lago laugh, that's how I envision every conversation at that godforsaken place. It's the, nothing is real. Nothing that is said here is true. It's just a big bunch of plastic farce, Botox, delusional liars. Just, blah. Ugh. Mar-a-Lago, I'm hoping that that's the one property that Letitia takes and just burns to the ground. That's how I want to see every Trump property handled from here on out. But we'll see. So Trump has another week. He's trying to appeal the decision. The appellate court is going to decide whether or not they want to give him a break on this payment, whether or not they're going to extend the deadline for him. But right now, it's the 25th. He has 7 days to come up with another $392 million because he says that he can only just pay another $100 million. Letitia James heard that offer from Trump's team and said, no, you're paying us the full amount, to which their response was, oh, this is really not fair. They said, quote, the ongoing diligent efforts have proven that a bond in the judgment's full amount is a practical impossibility. They've tried reaching out to 30 surety companies, 4 separate brokers. Nobody wants anything to do with Donald Trump. They know he's got a history of lying. They know he's got a history of defrauding people, of not paying, of overvaluing assets, of being a complete fraud. It's really kind of ironic here how his history of being a fraudster is catching up to him. He already paid $91.6 million in a bond for bond in the E. Jean Carroll case. So he is $100 million lighter than he was just a few months ago. He's only got property and some assets that he can use to try to raise this money, but it's looking like the brokers are not going to touch his real estate. They want nothing to do with that. And that's probably because he's got a long history of like overvaluing these properties, and nothing nothing he says holds any real value because he's such a liar and such a con artist. Trump's lawyers went on to say a bond requirement of this enormous magnitude, effectively requiring cash reserves approaching $1 billion, is unprecedented for a private company. Very few bonding companies will consider a bond of anything approaching that magnitude. They require cash or cash equivalents. Through a fire sale of real estate holdings, it would inevitably result in massive, irrecoverable losses, textbook irreparable injury to Donald Trump. They're saying, look, you're gonna devastate him. This is gonna ruin him, and he's a former president. Oh, how could you do this to a former president? My response to that is, suck it up, Donald. You've left a trail of broken promises, of broken contracts, of destroyed contractors and their businesses in your wake. So the idea that, an appellate court and the American people are going to say, oh, you know what, Don? Yeah, you know what? Forget about that other 350 million. Just forget about it. It's cool. We'll take the 100. No way. Absolutely not. So Donald Trump up the river without a paddle. He can't get the cash to pay the 450. He can't use his real estate properties because of his history of lying. It's all catching up. It's all catching up to him. And as he slides into, the swamp of human history, it's really exciting seeing him and his legal team squirm and get caught in lie after lie. That's all it is. That's all it is for Donald Trump. It's just one big lie. So the presidential campaign continues his presidential con-pain to con as many mega morons out of their money that he can to pay for these legal bills. So the saga of Donald Trump continues. Be sure to subscribe to Reflect if you haven't already, so that you can get my videos in your inbox and stay informed as to what the hell is going on with Donald Trump's journey into financial ruin and oblivion.